We're here with four Team Canada 1978 alumni, where it all happened in 1978, so-called Miracle in the Mud, Edgeley Park in Stockport, England. And just going to get a couple quick questions out to you guys. Johnny Mouradian, your thoughts on that 1978 tournament, what you remember?
I remember the bus ride from the university to the park and being in that bus after losing to the U.S. 28-4. And there wasn't anybody on that bus that thought we were going to lose that lacrosse game. And the amount of energy, and we started chanting Canada, Canada, Canada. And I swear when we pulled up, the darn bus was rocking and everybody could hear us for blocks. And that was one of the most exciting feelings I've had in my life.
Right. Next we have Mike French, who was captain of that 1978 team and also MVP. Mike, what are your thoughts? What are your memories from that experience?
Well, I don't remember the grass or the pitch looking anything like this, that's for sure. I do remember that bus ride very well, as Johnny mentioned. One thing that sticks out in my mind, I certainly don't remember the first game against US. I completely forgot about that one. But I do remember at the end of the game, right in that corner over there, we set up our extra man play, which hadn't really worked successfully throughout the whole tournament. And in that moment, we all kind of got it together, and it worked perfectly. The ball went around 3 times. I think Jimmy Durante cut off the crease, and then Stan cut around, and I drove and flipped it to Stan, and we won. But at that point, we still had to go back and face off. We had a face off, and there was about 50 seconds left at that point. But that's the thing that sticks out in my mind, that event.
Excellent. We've got Coach Huntley from, of course, our 2004 team, and Dave being one of the 7 or 8 actual field lacrosse players from that team of box players. Coach Huntley, what are your thoughts on the 1978 series?
I remember playing. It's kind of funny that the National Lacrosse League, the original one, where those guys made, they almost all made as much money as Junior makes now. So that was, but just to play with those guys who were a little bit older than me was a great thrill. And I think I kind of look at Crowley now. I think I was 21 years old at the time. Stanley was 21 or 22, and we're playing with guys who we'd seen playing all the time. So the guys like Crowley and the Dragon, in spite of his language problems, to do that was a great thrill. And then where Frenchie said on the face-off, we had a guy, Jimmy Wasson, who was from the borough, friends of John Grant Sr., and they were a card. But Wass really, we didn't even think he was a face-off guy. And then darned if he just sort of said to Bobby, he said, I'm going to go win every face-off. And there's this little Wass who's the smallest guy in the field, just digging around the muck, and the muck got deeper and deeper and deeper. And I don't know if the ball ever popped out in the last 50 seconds. It kind of went down in the mud, and we won, and singing "We Are the Champions." It was a great fun.
Thanks, Sons. And last but certainly not least, Stan Cockerton, who we all know scored that big goal. And I know you just reminded me that we scored the goal, but Stan, what are your thoughts of the series, of that final game, and of the final couple of moments of the game?
Well, like Mike said, we had a play that we knew it would work. Every time we came around, off ball around, everybody was watching Mike. Mike knew a lot of the Cornell guys on the U.S. team. They were certainly keen on him. And when Dave would cut through, there was just a hole. I was wide open. I knew I had lots of time. Bobby Allen wasn't so sure. So by my fifth fake, he was kind of panicking. But Rick Blick was on the ground when I shot, and I had an empty net, basically. So I remember that. I remember leaving the field. For you young guys, Queen was really big at that time, and we're all chanting, "We are the champions, we are the champions of the world." That seemed very appropriate then. I would say maybe the most lasting thing is we really didn't know each other for the most part. Back in the day, we'd get on the bus in our cars, we'd go into Peterborough, into Mississauga, we'd have a war on the floor, we'd play hard, we'd come back. Playing against guys for 20 years, you didn't really know them. We came together as a team very, very quickly, but we found out all the guys that we really didn't like on the other teams, we're best friends with them now. They were just like us. We came to game together very, very quickly. And I think the big thing about winning, maybe the most important thing, I think it's helped us get to this point. Great. That really did a lot for the growth internationally.
Absolutely.
And we've stayed in touch. And a victory like that really goes a long way for the rest of your life. And great friendship from it, great memories.
We had our 30-year reunion.
Right.
We had everybody, but I think a couple people that showed up after 30 years, and it was just like we hadn't not seen each other. It was a great event for us.
Yes. So special in a lot of ways.
Special in a lot of ways. And I know that I know the impact that Coach Huntley's had on our team from a coaching perspective, on the individuals on the team. We tried our best to get my former coach Bobby Allen out here. Bobby's not with us, but on this tournament. But I know he's back in the borough. Anything you guys want to say to Bobby, because I know he's going to be watching. Stan, I'll start with you.
Well, I would just like to thank Bobby. You know, like a lot of our players, a lot of our coaches really didn't have a lot of experience. Bob was a great delegator and he's a great people person. And he was really the glue that kind of brought us all together at the start. And that was a hard thing. He would come to me. He had to get a ride off of me, a play off of Mike. We had one ride, we had one clear, we had one pan out play. You know, we had to keep it simple.
Right.
Only four of us played field lacrosse before.
Right.
And what we did well. And you know, he was kind of the glue that kept us all together, and he was the one that kind of inspired us to go on to great things. Coach
Huntley, your thoughts on Coach Allen? And
yeah, same thing. I mean, we used to call him the monkey, so I'm sure that
you'll like that.
I'm sure that Wass and Studd will get a kick out of that. But his nickname was the monkey, and he just he was really terrific at putting guys into roles and was really easy guy to buy in for. Probably in his day was the greatest lacrosse player ever, and the stuff that he could do with a lacrosse stick still today is amazing, and stuff like that. And he sort of just picked it up and really didn't know anything and had no ego at all about it. And I think his not having an ego kind of helped all of us not having an ego. It was great.
Right on. Frenchie, your thoughts on Coach Allen?
I'd just like to thank Bobby, Donnie, Barry,
Gus
McCauley,
Gus
Ronnie Wicks, and all our staff, the trainers. They really helped us out. Bobby's been a great friend of ours, mine. We tried to call him yesterday, Johnny and I, and we wish he was here. We owe him an awful lot. He really, all those guys, all those coaches really kept us grounded. And there was times when we needed it, and then there was times when they let us have fun. And so I think that it was critical, particularly when we were on that bus, and we didn't have any inclination in our mind that we were not going to win that game. We thought for sure. We actually thought we were favored when we were on that bus.
Right. Good stuff. We're going to let Team Canada's current general manager, Johnny Mouradian, wrap things up and mention anything you'd like to Bobby or the coaching staff, Johnny.
Yeah, just, Bobby's one of those guys, and I've had an opportunity to work with him on a number of national teams as a coach under him when he was the head coach, and also with the NLL teams. And Bobby's one of the smartest, brightest lacrosse minds in the world. And I'll tell you, if you ever have an opportunity to be in his company, guys, some of the younger guys, just to even talk lacrosse, take advantage of that opportunity. He's in his mid-70s, and him and Pat have been lugging their kids all over Canada and the world for lacrosse, and we love him. We love you, Bobby.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Thanks a lot from the field here in Stockport. Team Canada 1978 alumni.